story about Pete Dye and his top 10 golf courses. Maybe why he got into it, his father helped him build a golf course on his land when he grew up. So he had a little 9-hole golf course. After high school, he joined the Army, but was an incredible golfer. He joined the 82nd Airborne Infantry, but at the time they were going through training and there was no war. It was at Fort Bragg's in North Carolina where he served his time as a greenskeeper on base. He got to know Donald Ross, and he also got to learn the golf course when it was being built on from Donald Ross, who was another famous golf designer. One would say his protege, if you look back into this. Well, what happened after that? He college. He got his law degree at Stetson University. He was even a salesman for life insurance. But by his mid-30s, he realized after a golf trip to Scotland in 1963 that he's got to do something in regards to golf. He built his first golf course in Indianapolis. He built a ton since then. We're going to walk through the top 10 golf courses here with the Professor. And each one of these golf courses are completely independent from each other. And this is an independent list, and it's opinionated. So starting off at number 10 is a fun course. It's right on a racetrack here. It's the Brickyard Crossing Golf Club. And of course, you know this one's going to sneak onto our list. You're going to have to shove out a lot of money here because it's going to cost $200 in 2023 to play this course. I think it's absolutely worth it. You're going to play right on a racetrack. You got at least 3 or 4 holes right there on the racetrack going back to Google Map. You know, it's got a beautiful layout, another Pete Dye design course to start us off that's unique in, one would say. They're going to get better, and it's a 10-minute film. Just bear with us as we move in to number 9 on this list. Located on tribal land in Wisconsin, the Blackwolf Run Golf Club. Of course, this one here, you got a river swinging right through it. It's 7,400 yards. It's a gem. It's long. It's an extremely challenging golf course, arguably one of the hardest ones that Pete Dye has ever designed, and it's hosted major championships throughout its years. Look, you're just kind of getting a good picture of this nice little layout here, a little open on some of the holes, but for the most part, one of the more unique courses with the river cutting right through, deciding which holes are going to be par fours and par threes, and so on. Pete Dye designed some great ones, so let's swing on in to number 8 here on our list. We're in South Carolina, and there's a whole lot of great golf in this state. Hilton Head. Now, I had some help from Jack Nicklaus, but it's primarily a Pete designed course. It's going to be a public one, but you'll shove out about $200 to $500 to play one round of golf here with some caddies and some good old time inside a clubhouse with one of the most unique golf experience possible. It's almost on an island, and there's so much trees, it doesn't even feel like you're probably outside of the ocean, as you can see right now. Moving in to number 7. These courses are going to get better and better. He's designed so many. He's died now at the age of 94, but he built some great ones here in Tennessee, which doesn't graphically show that great, but when we get to some real footage here, established in 1983, this honors course is a private one located just northeast of Chattanooga, Tennessee. The golf club is extremely prestigious. It hosts some amateur events within the state, and it's got its eyes on some major opportunities just to be involved in a clubhouse like that. Now we're going to be moving into some big, better states, and maybe one would say better golf. It's a complete independent list, so bear with us, and we're going to use your opinions down below to upgrade them. Sneaking into Ohio is another private golf course called the Golf Club of New Albany. The course was built in 1967, so it's obviously one of Pete's earlier design courses in his career. So it's got a lot of history and it's unique. It's definitely taken some chances in some of the holes, stretching 7,439 yards with a slope of 142 and a rating of 75.8. It's a gem, and it's got bent grass greens and some bent grass fairways. Had some updates in 2000s, but outside of that, it holds a lot of history within his consistent architect within golf until the age of 94. Now we're going to be moving into some great courses. Sneaking over to another part of the country. in the Dominican Republic is one of the courses we hope to get out and play one day. It's absolutely magnificent. And at Punta Espada, you're going to pay big bucks. You're going to pay $325, but it does drop down to about 130 for some twilight rate. You got some golf rentals, 65 bucks. It's might even be worth it with some of these aerial views that we got of the first few holes at this golf course. Built in November of 2004. It's got some age to it in regards to some Pete Dye design courses that are on the sides of the Atlantic Ocean. Incredible. This is one of those courses. If we can ever get on this channel and play, it would be a very eye-opening experience and extremely expensive trip nonetheless. But for $325, if I can get there right now, I would do it. And I think you would watching this too, you would realize that it would be worth checking out as well. Problem is getting there and those other resources. Golf resources are expensive. Let's call it what it is. Let's zoom on in to number 4 on our list. And we want to keep it close just because we got to consolidate things. But it's also a great course, and you know this one. This one doesn't even need an introduction. Teeth of the Dog. I would love to get out here as well and play. Built in 1971. It's open year round, so as you can imagine, it's going to get a lot of good tee times. It's a resort style course, so you stay at the resort, you play. You can play. You got to pay. It's a par 72 that stretches 7,253 yards with a slope of 135. It's considered the best golf course in the Caribbean and ranked 43rd in the top 100 golf courses worldwide by Golf Magazine and attracts top golfers and amateurs around the world to its resort. It's one of those other ones that I tell you what, if I can get out there and just play one time, this channel just paid for itself. We're going to move on in to the top 3 Pete Dye design courses, but most importantly, we got all of them. We got Donald Ross. We got the best golf designers ever. We're gonna do all of them, and we're gonna consistently get. That's why I got to subscribe here. Here at the Ocean Course, located in South Carolina, a state we gotta play. Maybe we'll play this one for 500 bucks. You could play it, either me or you or anyone. You might have to pay some more fees on top of that, but right now it's pretty worth it in regards to a one-time experience gem golf course here. You'll never play that again because the tee times are very expensive. But you know what? It's one where the PGA Championship took place, major other events took place, and it's a Pete design course just like this list. That's why you're on this list. It's a par 72, stretching 7,356 yards from those back tees with a slope of 144 and a rating of 77.3. Now it's open year round, built in 1991, had some updates. It was built with the team, including Pete Dye. You can't give all the credit to him on some of these courses, but we're not trying to do like updated by Pete Dye because this is like design by design Pete Dye's course. That's what we're trying to do here. Now we got only 2 courses left by Pete himself, and let's zoom on in, getting closer to his land. But Wisconsin, there's a bunch of great golf there. We know because we played it, and you know this one. We almost drove to Whistling Straits here. It was recommended at a bar. Why don't you just drive 6 hours up here? And maybe I should have, but whatever. For $555 for peak season, it's hard to make that trip on top of all the other resources you need just to play this course. Looks like a gem, but just left outside in the ocean, I couldn't make it happen. But we're here to provide those historical top courses by historical golf architects. That's what we're trying to do here. The Parfest is trying to bring that to you, and this is one of those courses that you got to talk about with its rich history. For $555, you can play this course in its peak season. And I think it might even be worth it. It's a once in a lifetime course. Just getting out there, I recommend playing. But you're not here for that. You're trying to find those top courses by Pete Dye himself. He built so many of them, I don't even know what to tell you. But there's one that we all know and love here. It's Sawgrass. We watch it almost every year. For $650, you could play it during its peak season. At least right now, the year that I put this out. TPC Sawgrass, the stadium course. You ever get out there, Let us know down in the comment section how great this Par 72 course, built by Pete himself, has to offer. Now, Dice Die also jumped in and helped build it. That's interesting. And there's also a lot of great shots of the Players' Championship that we all know and love that took place there throughout history. That's going to do it for our list as we continue to play golf around the world. Subscribe